time this season. In their first game of the season, we are live from Kamalig, Orion, Bataan and the Orion Sports Complex, where we are having day 2 of the Marika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Javi Palanya here, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Later on, we will have Andrea Endicio reporting from the sidelines. Coach Mike, Marikina versus Negros for Game 2 of our Monday triple header para sa Day 2 ng ating 2024 season. Your first impressions for these two squads, considering that Marikina went to the playoffs last year as the 8th seed in the North, Negros was 11th, and they did not make the playoffs. First impressions, do you think with the composition that they have, can they somehow make the postseason?
Yeah, I think first off with Marikina, I mean, sure, you lost Coach Elvis Costello. He's moved over to South Cotabato. But then again, the system is already there. Coach Rizal Castro has been able working with Coach Elvis in that point. And so the other guys should be able to adapt to it, including the new ones. And they've got really good holdovers. Now, when you swing over to the side of Negros, a lot of new talents, you got to fit your system based on those guys.
Yeah, talking about Marikina, who is under a new head coach in Coach Rizal Castro, but you know, not really a new or a new guy para dito sa Shoemasters, because Coach Rizal was the first assistant of Coach Elvis Tolentino last year. This is the lineup that they're going to have for this 6th season of the league.
Well, I think the notables for Marikina would be the holdovers. Joe Gomez Del Yan is still there. Eloy Tan, a homegrown, is also there. Gerald Anderson is also going to be there. So you got a good set of guys that can actually continue that system. Then again, the new ones would have to learn it, especially Mark Iglian and Signy Mosqueda, together with Marlon Basco and Mel Matiba. You got to be up there performing with the team.
Of course, Joe Gomez Del Llano was a vital cog in the rotation of Coach Elvis Tolentino last year. These are his numbers: 7.5 points per game, 41.3% from the field, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.1 assists. But these numbers, do you think this will increase this year with an added responsibility on his shoulders?
Oh, especially with a team that you lost J.R. Chavez and Marvin Dionisio, you got to expect Joe to be able to perform a little bit better this year.
Tawid naman tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the Negros Muscovados. Now, Coach Bonnie Garcia will be in his first full season at the helm para sa kanyang koponan. And this will be a different lineup that he will have at his disposal with a lot of new guys, and not just new guys that he can definitely depend on.
They were 2 games short of getting into the playoffs. In fact, June Mancho tried to play one of the last 2 games, but really just couldn't make it. Lost Paulo Havilona, June Manso, and Richard Alba. But boy, look at the new guys that they have. The notables: Jeff Comia, Renz Palma, Ivan Ludovice. These, I guess, are really step-ups to those guys that they lost for this season.
And Coach, not just that, Hubert Cani will also be in that backcourt rotation para sa kanila, as well as Brix Ramos coming on over from the Quezon Huskers. Let's talk about Jeff Comia coming on over from the Sarangani Marlins, one guy that Coach Bonnie Garcia is very familiar with when he was the assistant for Sarangani a season ago. 10.8 points per game, 43.6% from the field, 5.2 rebounds and 3 assists.
Known in street baller land as the mini LeBron James, Jeff Comia, those numbers are gonna be up there as he will be the lead guy for the Negros team.
Well, let's see which of these teams will be notching their first victory of the season. Will it be the Negros? Will it be Marikina? Let's turn you over to Miguel Perey.
You'll be catching another exciting ball game here at Orion Sports Complex. It's Marikina versus Negros on the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Let's meet our starters. First off, for Marikina, Shoemaster. Power forward number 17, Gama Evangelista. Also at forward number 5, Eric Pili. Starting at center, number 10, Mix Castellano. 1 guard, number 6, Eloy Tan. And a 2 guard, number 22, R.R. Casajeros. Head coach for Marikina Shoemasters is Rizal Castro. Assistant coaches John Paul Basilan, Monroe Quezon, Fernando Bunag, and JC Lim. Team manager is Doc Rianji Pioquinto. Team governor is Leo Correa. Now, the starting 5 for Negros Muscovados. Starting at center, number 26, Jeremy Mahinay. At forward, number 20, Mark Atabay. Also at forward, number 19, Aljon Capobres. At guard, number 77, Renz Palma. And the other guard, number 2, Ivan Ludovice. Head coach for Negros Moscovados is Bonnie Garcia. Assistant coaches Juan Miguel Martin, J.M. Lagumen, and Rocky Gomez. Team managers are Arvel Cabaling and Randall Patricio. Team owners are John Gilbor and Grace Gilbor.
Starting five of this game brought to you by Buenas Eloitan, RR Casajeros, Mix Castellano, Eric Pili, and Yama Evangelista. Para kay Coach Rizal Castro, para naman kay Coach Bonnie Garcia, it's Ivan Ludovice, Renz Palma in the backcourt, Alvin Capobres, one of their newest additions, joining Mark Atabay and Jeremy Mahinay. Those are the starters for Negros and Marikina. This is the second game of day 2 of the 2024 MPBL season. This is Avi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumasabaybay sa MPBL on MPTV Signal Channel 98, on Satellite Channel 53, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Pilipinas Live. The Moscovados get first possession here in this game. Renz Palma, former Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard, starting this game for Coach Bonnie Garcia. Mark Atabay, meanwhile, is going up against his former squad, and Ivan Ludovice gets the first points on the board.
Ivan Ludovice is actually one guy that you put on any team is going to be able to contribute. That's how valuable it is for him here in Negros.
Former Davao Occidental Tiger, now Negros Moscovado. They get a stop. Ludovice leads the break. Capobres, also a new addition para dito sa Negros, along with Jeremy Mahinay, who is coming from the Quezon Huskers program.
How about the triple tower, so to speak? Palma, Mahinay, and Atabay. Those are very forceful big men that the other teams would have to contend with each time that they go up against Team Negros.
Capobres off the curl, short on the jumper, the tap. It will stay with Negros with 14 on their shot clock.
The thing is, even if you look at the lineup right now of Negros, they still don't have on the floor Jeff Comia. And he's going to be a vital addition coming off the bench.
Ludovice gets past Eloitan, who gambled, but our Casajeros is now ahead of the pack. That's going to be 2 points. And Marikina gets their first basket of the game. Palma nagmamadali dito. Renz Palma short. Atabay the offensive rebound, gets it back. Palma push shot, still no good. Jeremy Mahinay couldn't get it to go. Eric Pili finally hears it for Marikina. Casajeros, the spin. Jeremy Mahinay was like a brick wall guarding Casajeros on that shot. Capobres, Pinoy step, and there's a foul. 2 shots coming up para kay Alvin Capobres.
And boy, immediately, Marikina, I guess, is feeling the absence of some of the players that they have in their key rotations. I mean, we're talking about Jason Strait, J.R. Chavez, Marvin Junicio. Somebody's got to fill in those voids as we see here this good layup drive for Marikina.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Alvin Capobres makes the first free throw. Capobres, one of the wings that Coach Bonnie Garcia will be depending on a lot this year. Joining the likes of Renz Palma in that 2-3 rotation.
I guess the key difference now for Renz Palma is that I guess he's going to be required to score a little bit more compared to how he did it in the Rice Vanguard's team.
Igliane wants to clear out. Eric Pili wants it up top. Igliane kisses it off the glass.
And that's one of the reasons that he's put in there in that jersey, to be able to score points that way.
Palma pulls up, pulls out. Capobres is fouled. That's going to be a block against Casajeros.
Casajeros trying to steal off that half-second dribble, tried to time it, but that body contact caused that foul call on him.
Ludovice setting up the play here for Negros. Palma picks up his dribble. Atabay trying to seal Igliane down low. Out to Ludovice. Shot clock winding down. Does he know it? Ludovice. Oh, he draws the foul against Eloy Tan. That's a veteran move for Ivan Ludovice.
Talk about experience. Got nowhere to go, really. Used footwork and up fakes to try to bait that defense coming in. And Ivan Ludovice, like what we mentioned earlier, really is a key piece to any team that you're going to be building in. He's got leadership. He's got basketball IQ. He's very well conditioned. And he's got really good attitude towards the game.
A guy with championship pedigree dating back to his collegiate years with the San Beda Red Lions. Won a championship as well with Davao here in the MPBL a few years ago.
And I guess when Jeff Comia comes in for Negros, you saw that little stagger action on the left side involving the three bigs. There wasn't really enough threat in that sequence. But if you got Jeff Comia to be one of those guys, that's good scoring opportunity of that action.
1 out of 3 on that trip to the line for Ludovice. Pili, he can hit that. Back irons the 3. Castellano the offensive rebound. Casejeros didn't wait for the screen. Short as well on that 3-point try.
But you like that Casejeros has got that confidence to take those shots. He's not looking for any other guy right now. If it's him, he's going to take it.
Ludovice at the corner. Atabay against one of Marikina's newest players in Igliane. He gets it to their front court. Pili hooks a pass. Castellano. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Igliane, ooh, loses it on the way up. That finger roll was short. Ludovice to Mahinay. Palma will not settle for the 3. Renz Palma out. Capobres from the outside. No good.
Good ball movement right there by Negros. He just couldn't make that basket in.
6-4 is the count. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Eloy Tan telling Pili to go to the other side. Igliane sets the roadblock. Igliane short roll, kissing it off the glass. A little bit too strong. Ludovice looks ahead. Capobres, good catch, but defense right there for the white shirts. Steal by Casejeros. No whistle is blown despite the contact. RR plays through it. Pili, catch, set, fire. No good. Mahinay gathers the rebound. Pushes it to Capobres. That pass just too high for him.
A little bit of Urban Magic Johnson on the side of Mahinay right there.
Hindi, tama ka, Coach. Irvin Magic Jackson nga. Kung si Magic Johnson yun, right on the money yun.
And finally, we have Jeff Comia on the floor right now for Negros.
Aside from Jeff Comia, Jem Cruz,
right,
will also be stepping in here. Cruz, formerly a member of Batangas City, also played last year for Bulacan.
And more firepower added to Marikina as well with Eloy Tan bringing the ball on the offensive side.
Eric Pili on the cut to the middle draws a foul against Negros, but Pili missing on the first free throw. Eric not really a loud and big name from college. He played for CSB, but he has been plying his trade in a lot of the recreational leagues, and yeah, he's been pretty good. I actually got to play with him in one of the club teams. And he is a born scorer, and I'm sure Coach Raisal Castro expects him to do just the same with this Marikina squad, who is reeling from the absence of a guy like Marvin Jonicio, who did it all for them last year. Casejeros was blocked by Comia.
That's the second time we've seen that action. Post up with a backdoor cut and a replace on the wing side, both foiled by Negros.
Is there any difference, Coach, that you see in the way things are run here for Marikina compared to last year?
Well, I think they have a little more speed and a little more, I guess, the end, so to speak, back when they had J.R. Chavez and Marvin Jonicio on the floor together with Straight.
Hubert Cani now on the court para kay Coach Bonnie Garcia. Cuts inside. Cani, he loves those floaters. The delivery coming from Jem Cruz.
Really a heady player, Hubert Cani is. He's not the most athletic guy, but his vision and understanding of the game is up there.
He has always been regarded as a top-level guard ever since he was in grade school. Played for LaSalle Green Hills, transferred to NU in high school where he gave us a lot of headaches. Thankfully, we won a championship against him. Then moved on over to FEU in college as Mix Castellano gets it off the spin. 8-6 now.
Yeah, Marikina actually doing a good job of trying to keep in pace at least in this first quarter versus Negros.
Cruz, that's a difficult step back, and he baits Codinera into committing a foul.
That gather zero step has really caused a lot of problems on the defensive players.
Because of that, Cruz will be taking 2 shots. Jem Cruz, when he's on the floor, he's also very deadly from the outside. A great jump shooter, a great outside sniper. Hasn't just really gotten a lot of playing time. Now let's turn you over first to Miss Andrea Endicio for her first report of this ballgame.
Negros head coach, Coach Bonnie Garcia himself said malaki daw talaga ang changes dito sa Muscovados. If you guys noticed, si Longa lang ang natira sa kanila. Last season daw kasi he had a hard time changing the culture of Negros nung pumasok siya midway ng liga. Now he has a team na nag-e-embrace daw ng sistema niya. The way he said it, it's the pieces that I want and can do what I want. Kung noon daw tatlo lang ang shooters nila, ngayon kung mapapansin nyo, this is a team that has a lot of shooters and has a high percentage in offense. Will that be enough to change or improve the fate of Negros? Let's find out. Javi and Coach Mike.
What do you think, Coach, so far here in this game with the performance of Negros?
Yeah, very much a lot of potential, a lot of positive things that we've seen. Players are very comfortable with the system. What about that move by Joe?
And talk about potential. Joe Gomez Del Llano has been hiding behind the shadows of his younger brothers for years. And with this Marikina squad, he has been given the opportunity to make a name for himself. That was a great jumper on the other side, but sa kabilang panig naman, Negros' Renz Palma able to trickle in a shot of his own.
And it really is a good opportunity for Joe to try and claim the spotlight for himself. After all, a lot of players have gone out of Marikina, and now it's time for him to lead and shine in this team.
Mel Mabigat forced into a shot that he doesn't usually take. Renz Palma sidestep, could not finish. 4-point lead for Negros. Marlon Vasco, formerly of the Iloilo United Royals, he will be bringing a lot, and I think a lot may be an understatement, experience to this very young Marikina team.
That's right. And, you know, it's a very tall order for this group of Marikina players because, you know, they really just got swept by Pampanga in the first round. But overall, when you look at the stats, they're actually in the top 3 in some of the key stats, especially on the points of turnovers. They were number 3, having almost, 18 points coming from turnovers that they forced. And so, you know, having a high-octane action and offensive set would allow them to do that, and Rysel Castro, I'm sure he's got that in mind.
That free throw was brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Jeff Comia able to sink the first. That's 2 out of 2 for the former Sarangani Marlin. Joe Melandayan in the game for the first time. Joe Gomez Del Llano now to Mel Mabigat. Landayan cuts back door, tries to go for the reverse. He's fouled. He's going to take 2 shots. Former Quezon Husker. Itong si Daryl Pascual committing his first personal foul of the game.
Jomel Landayan, I recall, is one of those players from Marikina that actually stepped up big for them, especially with J.R. Chavez playing limited minutes at certain points in some games because of fouls. And he's been able to respond. But then again, a lot of maturity comes with that season, and so hopefully he does this a little bit better here in this season 6.
Split at the line for Jomel. Jeff Comia, that familiar 1-2 step. Throws it off. No good. Landayan pushing the envelope. Transition defense right there for Negros. Landayan way off from the outside. Mabigat saves it to the wrong man. Ramos to Pascual, two former teammates with Quezon. That's a turnover for Negros.
And Ramos is holding on to his left knee. He's been slow to move right here.
Brix Ramos, former UP Fighting Maroon, was actually the team captain in his last season. And they won that championship.
Oh, sorry, that was Pascual, who seems to have injured his left knee.
Pascual will have to be subbed out. Atabay will come back in. It's going to be a baseline inbound. No, sideline inbound for Marikina. Mabigat will throw it in here. A lot of time on the shot clock for the guys in white. Joe couldn't get past Brix Ramos. Jem Cruz defending Demigaya. Demigaya looking like a Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, right. Didn't have enough lift on that shot, but his build, you're right. Looks more like a Victor right there.
And Hubert Gani recognizing the lack of interior defense, going inside, fishing for a foul, and he will get another chance at 2 points from the charity stripe. Gani misses on the first. Hubert last year played with the Imus SP squad under Coach Gino Manansala, but he was very inconsistent with his playing time considering the amount of talent at the backcourt for that team.
Wasn't there a point that they already became teammates with Jeff Comia? Was it Zamboanga?
No, no.
I thought they were teammates before they went to.
Hubert never played for Zamboanga, but yes, Jeff Comia did play for Zamboanga.
Alongside, I guess, Chino Mosqueda. Referring to Chino
That's
Mosqueda,
correct.
right?
That was the wrong NU Bulldog.
Yeah.
Or Bullpup, should I say. Mabigat working against Mark Atabay, who switches on to him. Shot clock winding down. Gomez Del Llano from the outside. That's in and out. Mabigat grabs the rebound. Drag screen from Atabay. Comia wants it against the smaller Jomel Landayan. Good job by Jomel to push him out. Jem Cruz from 3. Off to the right.
Definitely a good job by Jomel Landayan trying to push off against the stronger Jeff Comia right there on the low block.
Demigaya has the height advantage over Jem Cruz. Jem Cruz is playing the 4 spot right now. And that's a score right there for Marikina. Arman Demigaya, welcome to the MPBL.
And how much longer can the Negros team allow Demigaya to be going middle on that left side of the floor?
Under 40 to play here in the first. Top angle, but still 2 points nonetheless for Hubert Gani.
He just knows when to time and measure up those shots. Floaters going glass too.
16 to 10. 2-possession ball game. Mel Mabigat off the staggered. Mabigat goes to Del Llano. Joe for 3. Still no good. 0 out of 2. Last shot time here for Negros. 6 seconds to go. Atabay with the screen. Gani still has it. Hubert forces a pass. Atabay. That's a rushed shot. And that's going to be it for the first quarter between Negros and Marikina.
A lot of action involving both these teams, and they tried to push that pace, but still, it's Negros up by 6.
This end of the first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. Second quarter sa aming pagbabalik. Negros, we were talking about them, how they did not make the playoffs last year. 10, 18, 11th in the Southern Division. But Coach, you mentioned they were just 2 games away from clinching the 8th spot in the South.
Yeah, and I guess those latter, 4 or 5 games really told on them. And June Manso even tried to play one of those last 2 games to try and salvage at least a spot in the playoffs. But really, it is what it is.
He actually was already injured with, I think it was the right knee that he had that eventually became an ACL injury.
Right. All right, now looking at the stats, we're talking about the value of Marvin Janicio. Marikina right now is 0 out of 8 from 3, and Marvin Janicio, one of the top 3-point shooters from the previous season, season 5.
Let's see if Marikina can make this competitive here in the second quarter. Joe Gomez de Llano, the kick out to the left corner. Jomel Landayan, no good on the 3. Demigaya tries to keep it alive. Marlon Basco gets the loose ball and is fouled on the way up.
It really just amazes us how Marlon Basco is still able to find those open seams, catch the rebounders, out of sync, and be able to steal those rebounds. He's not the highest leaping guy in there, but he's got a lot of IQ in his head, especially in basketball shade action.
Well, Coach, that's what they say. Experience is the best teacher, and Marlon Basco definitely has a lot of that. Juanito was telling me last year, one of our colleagues at the panel, Juanito Gregorio last year, telling me that bata pa lang siya, nakikita niya na si Marlon Basco kasi player daw yan ni Coach Alan Gregorio sa NBA dati.
Tapos nagkataon, kino-cover pa niya.
Naabutan niya pa.
Oo.
And that's how long Marlon Basco has been playing. That's just a testament to how well he has been taking care of his body throughout the years to be able to still play at this kind of level, as Brix Ramos gets 2 points on the board. Now, Coach, I want to ask your opinion on Brix Ramos. He's a player who has the height, has the build, has the skills. But why do you think he still doesn't assert himself more offensively?
Well, normally a player who's got some, tentativeness in terms of assertion really is more of mental. And so you have to have that conviction that, if I get this opportunity and I understand how the defense is closing out or covering on me, I'm going to take this opportunity to score. And so, even if shooters, if you're half thinking yourself or overthinking for that matter, high probability you're not going to make those shots. You got to believe that you're going to make those shots, whether inside or out.
Jomel Landayan with a rock. Marlon Basco, he can hit it from out there. No good on the 3. Jeff Comia clears it for Negros. They are still in the driver's seat, out of control there, but the foul given up by Marikina, and I think that's going to go against Marlon Basco.
Yeah, you're right. Jeff a little bit out of control in that situation. Thankfully, he got tripped, and so he's sent to the free throws for the free throws.
There's going to be a timeout taken here by Coach Raisel Castro. 8 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. We will be taking a short break. Marikina Shoemasters last year finished 8th in the Northern Division with a 16-12 record. They lost to Pampanga in the first round. They were swept, actually. Pampanga swept their way through almost the entire playoffs. More on Marikina from Miss Andrea Andisha.
Coach Raisel Castro stays positive with his young Marikina team. Turo niya sa kanila, don't be intimidated by the opponents with big names. Instead, take it as an opportunity to show na malakas din kayo. Minsan daw kasi parang nasa starstruck ang mga bata niya when they face stronger players, causing them to lose their game. May iba ako, alam niyo niyo ba that Coach Rysel received the news that he will be the head coach of Marikina right after the championship game of Bacoor and Pampanga? He had his doubts, of course, and right now he is still adjusting. But just like what I told him, if an opportunity is given to you, it means that you are ready for the job. Someone believed in you, so you owe it to yourself to believe in you too. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Well, Coach Rysel has been under the tutelage of Coach Elvis Tolentino, and I'm sure that passing the mantle to him, Coach Elvis knows that he is very much ready for this position.
And I guess he was also, I guess, aware that eventually the time's gonna come, but not that soon.
Jeremy Mahina is scoring inside the paint. Lead now at 10 for Negros, the biggest of the game para sa kanila, 21-11. And going back to Coach Rysel Castro, you know, as a player, he was one of the more intelligent big men that played in the PBA, was a player for the FEU Tamaraws in college. So, transitioning to being a coach, now a head coach, he definitely has the pedigree to be able to lead, especially a young team like Marikina.
Yeah, not just being a high IQ player, he's very active and he's very skilled at that time. He's a lengthy player who can put the ball down on the floor, can shoot it from the outside and go up against the big men. And so he knows what he's teaching his players. I remember Coach Rysel was one of those players that, you know, a lot of kids back then also look up to.
And he was playing in an era wherein positionless basketball still wasn't the groove yet.
Right.
So he was definitely ahead of his time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you talk about stretch bigs, he's got to be up there, shooting it out from outside.
Just a pity that he wasn't able to really extend his PBA career back then.
Before, because it was taboo for big guys to be shooting from the outside, you know. Right now, it's positionless basketball. As long as you got guard skills, you can play any position that you want.
That's an offensive foul on Mark Atabay. Illegal screen called against him.
Yeah, he moved a little bit too early in the path of the screener, which caused that foul. Let's see here. Renz was setting it up, and he was pushing him back. That caused that foul. You gotta stay like a tree and wait for that defender to come to you.
Oh, I like that. Go, Joe Gomez Del Llano. Defense all over that shot. Anteporda to the right side. Renz Palma pulls back. Mahinay against Marlon Basco. Not really good spacing there for Negros. Defense of Marikina converging on the big man, but unfortunately, the active hands will be penalized on that play as a foul is called against Marikina.
Yeah, and I like that you brought up that thing about spacing. Well, Mahina is actually saw that 45 cut from the weak side, but it's not really, passing is not really what is one of his strongest suit.
Well, they do good from the baseline. Mark Atabay, sorry, that's Chermi Mahinay, getting the 2 points inside.
And this trio really, these three bigs of Negros has gotta be something to contend with.
Oh yeah, that really was Mark Atabay getting the 2 points right there, and back to 10 points, the lead of Negros. Joe Gomez Del Llano with the ball. Renz Palma thought he got all rock.
Kita mo yung respeto para sa ability to score ni Joe Gomez Del Llano. I mean, that guy defending him was actually following him all the way to the top of that screen, not allowing him to get to any space. But in an effort to catch up, he fouled Joe.
I'm sure Coach Bonnie realizes that because of the departure of guys like Marvin Junicio, Joe Gomez Del Llano will be given a lot more opportunity and responsibility to create opportunities, scoring opportunities at that para sa kanilang koponan.
And he's given the greenest of all greens to score.
Do you think he's ready for that kind of responsibility, Coach?
And I think eventually he will. Right now, it's a good thing that he's starting off with his first game, trying to be aggressive offensively, and that's something he has to grow into as the season goes along.
Capobres Goes inside. Sweeping layup doesn't go. Antiporda, left corner pocket three. Nothing but net.
Like what we always say, the catch and shoot shot is the best, most opportune time to shoot it from the outside. Exactly what he did there.
Joe GDL directing traffic here for Marikina. Mosqueda out to Marlon Vasco, way off the mark.
Well, that's something that he's not really used to doing, but he's been practicing, I guess. So I heard from some of the guys that he's played along with.
Mahinay will try his luck. No good. Joe Gomez Deliano with the rebound. Another new player here for Marikina is Cotto playing the point guard spot. Adsar Udjan, one of the few holdovers from last year, getting his first bucket of the game.
One of the fan favorites too of Marikina. Adsar has always answered the call of duty to be representing Marikina. And you know, he's up to it again this season. Good player.
Capobres, almost the same play from the last possession, but this time there's a conversion for Alvin Capobres.
Well, first off, that pass on that player was spot on. And that finish going glass too. Then have another dribble to get into the defense. Released it immediately.
Capobres, formerly of the San Sebastian Stags in the NCAA. Last year playing for, I believe it was the San Juan Knights. Transferring to Coach Bonnie Garcia's Negros squad. 29-16. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
Well, and as much as Marikina is trailing right now by 13 and they're 0 out of 11 from 3, you really could feel the absence of the strength of Marvin Janicio from 3.
Oh, that is the strength of Renz Palma playing the passing lane. He leaves it for Jem Cruz, who dials it down from the outside.
And boy, you love a big man who can actually step in, get that rhythm shot with a lot of confidence.
5 points now in the game for the former Bulacan Kuya. Well, actually, Coach, if you think about it, Jem is more of a 3 guy than a power forward.
That's right. I totally agree. I mean, he doesn't have that enough strength underneath, I guess, unless he gets to develop that footwork. But perimeter-wise on the outside, he's got a good stroke.
But why do you think Coach Bonnie Garcia is forcing him to play the number 4 spot, at least for this game?
At some point, maybe because he's playing a little bit of small ball, and so he's forced to slide into number 4. And Jeremy Mahina will be the one that standing there on number 5. And primarily maybe because of Renz Palma having better ball handles, I guess, going into the front court and really good decision making when that defense collapses and knows where to give it up.
Jetro Escoto splits his free throws. 5 out of 13 from the line are the Marikina Shoemasters. 32-17. This lead still huge. That's a stop, a successful one at that. Nope. I correct myself. That's going to be a turnover for Marikina as one of their players stepping out of bounds. It will stay with Negros with 3 minutes and 39. No clear possession of the basketball. That's why 7 seconds will be remaining on the shot clock of Negros when we come back. Our Casajeros, 5.8 points per game last year, but only 34.4% from the field, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. But this year, those numbers will definitely have to increase.
Well, primarily he's gonna get more touches because the other guys or the primary scorers are not there anymore, and so he's got to step up alongside Eloy Tan, alongside Joe as well.
Capobres almost loses it, and the steal, sorry, the turnover is completed for Negros. Defense very much improved so far here for Negros, at least here in this opening game against Marikina.
That's right, and a lot of it has to do with that defense has forced them into taking shots they're not comfortable with, and so that very low field goal percentages, and really just, you know, lording it over in the shaded area, dominantly controlling it.
Igliane did not force the issue. Here's Mosqueda, tough floater, but he calls glass and gets 2 points.
Yeah, and one thing still that's making it difficult for Marikina is in the absence of those threes from the outside, that James lane that continues to be clogged inside.
Pili, pass to the corner, Sidney Mosqueda. Castellano, the offensive rebound. That's 2 points more for Marikina.
One of the very rare offensive rebounds right there, and really all because they were very actively chasing that open floor action.
They are badly out-rebounded in this game. Talking about Marikina, 14-32 in that department. Jem Cruz, three-pointer number 2 in this game para sa kanya.
It's really just makes more case of him being a really good shooter from the outside.
Castellano, that's an easy shot. Excellent setup right there by Escoto. 6 puntos na sa laro na to for Mix Castellano. Cruz suddenly has defense in front of him. Renz Palma steps further to the left. A little bit too strong. Mosqueda on over to Escoto. Escoto with the left-handed score.
Well, that's one stat that they really have to be working on out in the open floor, getting points off turnovers, getting those opportunities to score on fast breaks.
Negros swings it around. Shot clock reads 8 seconds. Ivan Ludovice back to Capobres. Capobres to the right. Rebound, Igliane.
Good sequence right there. Now push it on the other end, get a fast break point.
A chance to cut this down to single digits. Mosqueda picks up his dribble. Igliane to the left side. Escoto passes it to Pili. Eric tells Mosqueda to go to the other side. He rejects the screen. Eric to Igliane. Last minute handoff. Escoto a little bit flat on the three-point try. Castellano loses it on the jumper.
Yeah, ganun talaga mangyayari. I mean, you're not making shots from the outside. That drop coverage is gonna continue until you hit your shots from 3.
Under a minute to play here in the second. Palma, specialty of the house, changing hands in mid-air. Renz Palma.
Renz Palma is one of those guys that gracefully takes off and finishes changing hands in mid-air.
Jordan-esque move by the former UE Red Warrior, and why not? This is definitely going to be our play of the game that's brought to you by Buenas. Renz Palma extending this lead for Negros to a baker's dozen, 37-25. Coach Bonnie Garcia's squad looking very impressive here in the first half. They're up by 12 against Marikina. As you see, Mark Pangilinan, another former Quezon Husker, checking in for the first time in his 2024 MPBL debut. 36.8 seconds ang nalalabi sa ating first half. And so far, Coach, what has been the biggest problem for Marikina?
Well, they're not controlling the boards, and they're not making their shots. You'll see the disparity later when we get to the halftime report. But boy, these shots from the outside really making it good for Negros.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And look at the players that Marikina actually lost. Jason Strait to give you fast break points. J.R. Chavez can give you perimeter shots. Marvin Janicia, definitely you look at threes. Mark Atabay on the post-up, and all of that is now absent on the Marikina side. And so somebody's got to be able to punch those holes and play up that role this season.
And we also failed to mention Inan Fornillos and Cal Tolentino as well. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. Oh, we're going to stay in the air here with 33.7 seconds remaining in the first half. 37-25 is the score. Marikina shooting horrendously from the field, only 10 out of 33, as well as 0 out of 13 from three-point land. Is it just a matter of making shots here, Coach, or is there a deeper underlying reason as to why they are trailing by this much in this game?
Are they taking the threes as they need to? I think yes. Are they making it? They're not. Nobody's closing out long on them on those threes, but because they're really challenging them to make those shots from the outside. So it's really a matter of having makers instead of just takers from the outside. And if you don't have Marvin Janizo right there, and I keep saying this, that's something that you really miss if you're Coach Rizal Castro.
Eric Pili kicking it out of bounds right there para sa Marikina.
And you know, one guy who can actually hit it from the outside who's on the roster right now, Eloy Tan can hit it from the outside.
Eloy Tan was the usual starting point guard for Coach Elvis Tolentino last year. Ivan Ludovice surveys their front court. He asks Pangilinan to come out. Mahina right now. Back to Ivan. Jeremy sets the screen. Pangilinan on the lift. Pangilinan no good. Last shot time para dito sa mga nakaputi. Escoto goes to his strong side. Castellano doesn't realize the clock. Does now. Pulls up for the shot. That's no good. A little bit too strong on that perimeter jumper. And that's going to be it for the first half of play.
And you feel that they're really trying to search that one guy who would actually finish off any offensive set, but somehow that's been lacking for Marikina.
37-25 after the end of the first 20. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanigang magbakal. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan na yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Back here at the Orion Sports Complex for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. And right now, we will be having our halftime interview. Kasama pa rin sina Sir Brian Fernandez, the Territory Sales Manager of Bataan. And of course, Sir Ivan Ray Kayanan, the Operations Manager of Kayanan TV Satellite Services. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me again here at the half. Unahin ko na munang kausapin si Sir Brian. Sir Brian, for our viewers to get to know more about Satellite, anong sulit sayang offer para sa mga Satellite subscribers ang available po today dito sa MPBL?
Para sa mga nanonood dito sa arena, pwede nyo mapanood ang MPBL sa Satellite. Subscribe na at meron kaming promo offer na buy one take one load. Bili na!
Alright, mukhang napakagandang promo niya, no? Sir, thank you so much for that information. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kaliwa. Sir Ivan, paano naman po makakapag-subscribe o makakabili ng load ang mga gustong manood ng MPBL at marami pang palabas sa Satellite?
Sa mga kabataan nyo, sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe sa Satellite, meron po kaming special promo from April 8 to 14, 500 pesos off with free second month load. You can visit us at our Signal store located at SM Balanga, second floor near Cyber Zone, or you can call our number 0917-112-5609 for more inquiries.
There you go, mga kaliga. Napakadali lang po. Kaya naman subscribe na po kayo sa Satellite. That's it for our halftime interview. Don't go away. Magbabalik pa rin po ang MPBL.
At nagbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez. We are at the half here between Negros and Marikina, where the Muscovados are ahead by 12, 37 to 25. The numbers here after the first 20 minutes of action.
Well, number of attempts is almost the same between those two teams, but it's really just Negros shooting a lot better with 34% versus that of 29%. But the more significant number here is, look at the 3 points. That's 0 out of 13 from 3 for Marikina. Very unlikely of that team against 4 out of 16 para sa Negros. Rebounds, that's where the story is right there. 34 of 19, the 3 of Mahinay, Atabay, as well as Renz Palma. Sama mo na dyan si Cruz, really just controlling that paint action inside, and which really led to the +5 advantage on second chance points. And more importantly, Javi, when you look at the bench points, they only have a total of 17 bench points and no players in double digits at all for Marikina. Joe Gomez Diliano has 5 points. He's 1 out of 5 from the field and 3 out of 5 from the free throw. So somebody's got to take volume shots, especially from the outside. And the starters, you only got 8 points from the starters of Marikina, Castellano and Casajeros with 6 and 2 respectively. Everyone else, including Eloy Tan, 0 points at this point.
And talking about Mix Castellano, he's the leading scorer with 6 points. When he is on top of that list, there seems to be a problem definitely for Marikina. Sa kabilang panig naman, it's Jem Cruz leading all scorers for Negros with 8 points. A couple of threes to his name. Capobres with 5. Ludovice and Palma with 4 each.
And I like that you brought up that point about Castellano being the one leading that point stat. Somebody else has to be able to do it. We're not looking at him, not to take anything away from Castellano, but really Eloy Tan, Joe, and someone else got to help out in that department.
Let's see what adjustments Coach Raisel Castro has told his squad to implement here at the start of the second half. These first few minutes will definitely be crucial for them as they try to get back into this game against Negros. Thank you so much to everybody watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on NPTV, Signal Channel 98, on Satellite Channel 53, and on the Filipinas Live app. Mark Pangilinan is joined by Mark Atabay, Jeremy Mahinay, Jeff Comia, and Ivan Ludovice to start the third quarter for Coach Bonnie Garcia. Atabay will go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and to the point that we were discussing, Mark Atabay was the one getting those rebounds from Marikina last year. Now he's doing it against his former team. And no one's contesting that on him right off the bat. First possession, they get an offensive rebound, sending the big guy to the free throw.
Coach, in the first half alone, he had 11 rebounds.
Yep.
5 of them coming off the offensive glass.
And all the stats really not pointing the way of how Marikina has performed in season 2023 and season 5. You talk about points of turnovers. They're getting 18 points per game. They're number 3 in there. But right now, they got only 2 points after forcing 6 turnovers. Just 2 points out of it.
Igliane is with Jude Codinera, Mix Castellano, R.R. Casajeros, and Eloy Tan, the starting 5 here in the third quarter for Coach Raisel Castro. Atabay will be called for the personal. Hey, Coach, you were mentioning that all the stats pointing the way of Negros, except maybe for the turnover story. Marikina actually just turning the ball over just 2 times. It's more just really a matter of knocking down shots.
That's right. And so are they taking good care of the ball? Yes, but their shots are not really falling. That's the thing. That's a good start right there for Casajeros.
That's definitely going to improve their percentage right there. That's still a 12-point lead for Negros. If you just tuned in, Marikina just shot 29.4% overall from the field the first 20 minutes of action. Mark Atabay all the way for 2 points.
And boy, that lane opened up, and none of those guys would be able to stop the length and the stride of Mark Atabay once that strong and with that momentum.
Codinera gets the ball, goes to Eloy Tan. 10 on the shot clock. Castellano with a brush screen. Eloy Tan steps back, cuts inside. Igliane picks up the loose rock. There's going to be a foul. That's a push against Negros.
And you see how that defense of Negros continues to clog that lane because nobody's making shots from the outside. And so nobody's doing full closeouts.
Casejeros wide open from the left corner pocket. Castellano taps it to the wrong guy. Ludovice forward to Jeff Comia. Head and shoulder fake. Had that door shut down on him. Pangilinan, a known shooter, missing from the left wing.
And you see the support of the entire bench of Negros really rising up when Mark had that opportunity to stroke it from the outside.
Sino ba naman ang di matutuwa kay Tito Pangs?
Oo naman.
Former Bacoor City striker last year, part of the Quezon Huskers roster. Didn't see a lot of playing time under Coach Eric Gonzalez as Mix Castellano continues his scoring ways for Marikina.
And it almost feels like they're allowing Castellano to get those shots inside. I mean, everyone else gets a touch of the ball except for this man right here. Allow him to score. That's fine.
Something odd for me, Coach, at the start of this third quarter is Joe Gomez Del Llano is not starting.
Right. In as much as you're looking for who else is going to score, you got none of it, and Jeff Comia with a left-handed finish.
Well, if Marikina is having a lot of trouble putting that ball inside the hoop, Negros has a lot of options for that matter. Jeff Comia getting the offensive rebound off the air ball from Mark Pangilinan. That's an air ball, this time from Igliane.
And I guess in fairness to Coach Rizal Castro, he's really trying to mix it up and trying to find that right combination that actually would spark something for Marikina here as they trail huge. They're down 14.
Aman Demigaya checks back into the game. Pangilinan will try again. That's another air ball, very uncharacteristic of Mark Pangilinan to go 0 out of 3 plus 2 air balls.
And he's got a good look too. That's the thing.
43 to 29 is the count. 7 minutes and change remaining here in the third period. Eloy Tan now setting up the table. Casejeros off 2 screens. Casejeros might have been fouled but no whistle was blown. Tumatawid dito ang Negros. Pangilinan will not take the shot. Comia rejects the screen. Crossover back to the right. Jumper no good. Jude ahead. Stolen by Mark Pangilinan. Comia bounce pass. Atabay. Ludovice. Splash!
Really, you got all the time in the world. Jeff Comia hitting a rolling. Mark Atabay skips it over to the corner for Ivan, and that's just money right there.
This is now the biggest lead of the game for Negros. 46 to 29. Mix Castellano no good on the one-legged jumper. Jeremy Mahinay trying to battle it out with Eloy Tan for that loose ball. It will stay with the white shirts with 14 on the shot clock as we take a look at this three-point shot that's brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And when you see that spot right there, 2 3-pointers on the same side of the floor. Could have gone either way.
Eloy Tan finally finds the bottom of the net. That's a much-needed basket for Marikina. That's his first basket of this game.
Yeah, he's got to start looking at the rim before he looks for passes right now. Speaking of Eloy, he's got that shot. He's got that rhythm. It's a matter of him using it.
Comia to the corner. Pangilinan pops out. This time it's long. Joe Gomez Del Llano is back in the game for Marikina. Joe, Pinoy step, the 2 points.
There you go. Finally, a little good rhythm here. Now you got to build on that. Get another stop and run the other way.
Mark Pangilinan blocked right there on that top of the circle 3. A chance to trim this gap further for the guys in white, but Joe throws it away. What a costly turnover right there, just as they were starting to gain some rhythm. Take a look at this play of the game that's brought to you by Buenas. Joe Gomez Del Llano getting the 2 points on the break.
Well, on that earlier turnover of that pass by Joe actually had the right thing in mind. That was very basic shake action. It's just that Elo was pretty low. He has to lift a little bit to get that angle for that pass.
Marikina with a little bit of a zone here. Atabay, 17.
There you go.
Mahinay taps it to Joe. Eloy Tan, transition three-pointer. That's too strong. Offensive rebound for Marikina. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Eloy Tan calls out the play. Atabay shows, but too much of a hard show right there. Gotta kay Mark Atabay.
Well, if you're gonna hard hedge that far, you gotta make sure that you're able to keep in step with the guard that you're defending against. But I like how Marikina is playing at least the last 5-6 possessions. That, to me, is Marikina basketball right there.
Gomez Deliano wants a screen from Castellano, gets it, takes it, could not make it. Demigaya could not handle the rebound.
He does have that Victor Wembanyama. You look right there in the middle. The length.
Yeah,
And
he's
that,
about 6'7", 6'8".
that body frame too, huh?
Has the same build.
Yeah.
Kahit yung tayo kotse, pareho eh.
Oh.
Ludovice, this time from the opposite corner, and no problem still para kay Ivan Ludovice.
Boy, that's one guy that you have to close out in there for three.
Gomez Deliano wanted to take it back, couldn't. Eric Pili, offensive rebound, a little bit too short. Mix Castellano continues to score for Marikina.
Yeah, right now they trail, but this is a little bit more of Marikina basketball. Like I was saying, now you just have to be able to sustain it, bring it a little bit closer, and close out quarter strong.
Quick ball movement here for Negros. Jem Cruz fakes the pass. Out to Renz Palma. Palma for three, that's good. 3 straight three-pointers. 2 of them coming from Ivan Ludovice, this last one from Renz Palma.
And the many times that you've seen him play for the Rice Vanguards, I'm sure he's been wanting to do that.
Makes Castellano 12 points now in this game. The lone guy in double figures for Marikina. You just saw earlier the three-point field goal story from both of these squads. Marikina with only 1 three-pointer to show for us. Renz Palma gets another bucket. 9 points para sa kanya sa laro na to. Castellano. 3 defenders converging on him. Then Migaya couldn't get that jumper to drop.
Yeah, Demigaya's actually got a really good soft touch from the perimeter. So you got to work on that.
Negros. They're just toying with the defense right there. But on that play, Jem Cruz stepping on that sideline, running out of real estate from that left corner.
What Negros did in that last possession, actually, swinging that ball right on the 3 perimeter, is exactly what Marikina wants to happen. But you can't do that if you're not making shots from the outside. And 3 guys right there outside, all made threes previously. You're going to close out. That's what you're going to do.
2 minutes, 41 seconds ang nalalabi dito sa ating third quarter. Muscovados, they only had 4 three-pointers in total in the first 20 minutes of action. Here in the third quarter alone, they have 3 already. Gomez Deliano, the handoff to Escoto. Joe gets it back. Baseline drive. Shut down by Renz Palma. Shot clock winding down. Pili goes to his strong side. Floats it up. No good. Demigaya, the offensive rebound. Pili from the outside. Finally, a bucket from three-point country for Eric Pili.
There are situations when you feel that the team wants to score, and that's one of them for Marikina. Get that rebound, kick it out, move it, find open man, and make that shot. That's how you guys should do it if you're Marikina.
Enrique Kaunan making his debut here for Negros. And immediate, instant impact for Enrique Kaunan.
Well, Demigaya a little bit late on that defense, much as he's got that length, but that quick catch and shoot release just made that defense very late.
Let's take a look at that again. Kick out, and then from the free throw line, walang kaabag-abag, Enrique Kaunan. Getting that jumper to go, plus the foul.
And it really starts with that control gather, that 1-2 step leading up to that, short rip and good lift. And that follow through.
just could not complete the three-point play with that missed free throw. The lead, though, still in double digits at 15. Joe Gomez Del Llano forced to kick it out. Pili, pull up, nope. He leaves it. Demigaya from the free throw line, couldn't get it back. Cani pushes to Renz Palma. Capobres, this is easy para kay Alvin.
That's twice already that Demigaya's been late on that help low side.
Joe knew it was gonna miss the moment it left his hands. And the Shoemasters back to a drought here. Last few possessions, Cani in and out, kick out, Cruz puts the ball on the deck, the stretch, no score. Pili, no numbers for Marikina, he takes it instead, and he goes up for 2 points. Eric Pili, 5 straight.
And those long strides and that quick jump before even Renz Palma could get to there allow that left-handed finish to go in.
Cani at the controls here for Negros. Kaunan sets the pick. Basco switches out on him. Capobres sweeping layup, gets it to go.
Kitang-kita mo yung patience ng execution itong Negros.
Pili almost got that one to fall. In and out, the battle for the loose ball. And Marlon Basco forces the jump ball situation. Possession arrow pointing the side of Marikina. That's sweeping layup right there by Alvin Capobres. And there on your screens is our lucky fan of the game that's brought to you by Buenas. Mosqueda.
Oh, wow.
Almost got called for a 5-second violation. Throws it away anyway. Hubert Cani looks at the clock. Reads 7 seconds. Hubert all the way. Oh, that goes out. Demigaya to Escoto. They still have time. Escoto. That's way short. Off to the left. Actually, para kay Jetro Escoto. And that's it for the third quarter of play here between Marikina and Negros. Both of these teams in contrasting situations right now in terms of shooting the basketball. The lead is 17, 60 to 43. End of third quarter score brought to you by GameX.
You are still watching the MPBL and right now kasama ko ang isa sa mga homegrown players ng Negros Moscovados at yan ay si Pio Longa. Pio, you are not yet seeing action in this ball game and probably that is because sabi nga ni Coach Bonnie, kakabalik mo lang daw sa ensayo 2 days ago. Tell us the reason why.
Well, for me, yung for the game right now, just siguro just to stay ready lang sa whenever my number is called. Tapos yun.
And Pio, marami na kayong nagtutulungan dito sa lineup nyo ngayon. Anong masasabi mo doon?
Well, for me, especially for me, excited ako sa mga kasama ko ngayon, lalo na yung mga veteran. I can learn a lot more from them. Sila Kuya Renz, Kuya Ivan, Kuya Mark, and ang dami pa. So excited ako, tapos sure ako na marami akong malalearn sa kanila.
Alright, thank you so much. And that's our short update on Pio Longa. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Pio Longa, we mentioned earlier, the only holdover from last season's squad as we take a look at the quarter scoring in this game.
Well, actually the third quarter, in as much as it's still Marikina trailing right now, that's their best quarter in this game. They got 2 3-pointers made. They're a -8 after being -15 on the rebound side, and really just better conversions. They got what, 47% from 2. At least that's something that really brought them a little bit closer, but they couldn't sustain the momentum.
So for you, Coach, it was just really a matter of knocking down shots for
Right.
them in the
Agreed.
third quarter.
Agree. They played with a lot of purpose in that third quarter, like the first half where they really were second guessing themselves who's going to take over the score. And I guess that's the first time of a quarter where, Castellano was not the leading scorer.
Jetro Escoto caught holding on to Renz Palma on that last play. Jomel Landayan will check back into the game for Coach Raisel Castro. Capobres, Cani, Palma, Kaunan, and Jim Cruz, the 5 on the floor for Negros. Para sa Marikina naman, it's Pili, Landayan, Basco, Adzar Ujan, and Sidney Mosqueda. Capobres gets the step. Help defense was there for Marikina. What about Marlon Basco? Just really showing up right there to protect that baseline.
Yeah, and that was actually miscommunication offensively para dito sa Negros. That baseline drive should have ended with a baseline drive on somebody showing for that baseline driver in case that shot's not available.
Landayan turns the corner, the crossover. Adzaro Jan had a moment to think about what he was going to do. Fades away, that jumper too strong. Gani, one of the shiftiest guards here in the MPBL. To Chem Cruz on the left corner,
man.
nothing but nylon.
And again, he subscribes to the fact of catch and shoot. And he's always ready with his arms above his waist, ready to catch that shot and to shoot it if that defense continues to sag.
And look at the adulation he's getting from the Negros bench. Chem Cruz knocking down another outside bomb. Cruz has never averaged in double figures throughout his MPBL career. This just might be the year.
Yeah, and that speaks in volume of the confidence of Coach Bonitan, telling him, you've got a shot from the outside, you take it every time you have it.
11 points in the game for the former Bulacan and Batangas player. Pili has Landayan ahead. Ujan on the right. Adzar Ujan gets the 2 points on the break.
I'm sure Coach Raisel Castro eventually in the future is going to look at Jomel Landayan to be able to play the point guard spot so that Eloy and Joe can do their thing on the wing.
And after the shot, a technical was called. I think it's against Marikina.
Yeah, I think so too. That's after the made layup by Ujan, right?
Adzar Ujan was called for the D. And according to Miguel Pere, it was because of delay of game. Let's take a look at what happened. Oh no, this was the steal by Basco. And then Pili pitching it out. Well, I think our referees saw that Adzar Ujan held on to the basketball after he made the basket. So usually when you score that basketball, hayaan mo na lang.
Hayaan mo na lang, yeah. Because it's a live ball in favor for the offensive team so that they can go into their early offense.
At kasalanan na nila kung di nila kunin agad.
Correct, that's right. You don't get it, that's on you.
Gani uses the Jem Cruz screen. Hubert out to Cruz. One dribble pull-up. This time it's way short. Adzar Ujan leading the break. He pushes the ball too far ahead for his own good. Now it's with Jeff Comia. Comia, the spin, the shot. No make. That would have been a highlight play for Jeff Comia. But another great help side defensive stop there for Marlon Basco. This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Jomel Landayan at the last moment, giving it up to Adzar Ujan. Just a pity, though, that after that, not really a winnable play as Ujan was called for that technical.
There's that elevator right there.
Casajeros trying to post up the bigger Alvin Capobres. Almost got it to fall. Atabay, look at him battling for that rebound. Atabay has been a beast on the boards this evening. 11 rebounds in the first half alone. And he now has a total of 13.
Yeah, and he's really been very dominant in that part of the game, and nobody even close.
6 minutes and 22 on the game clock. Gomez Deliano looking at his options. Eric Pili pops out. A little bit too long. Offensive rebound. Casajeros. Bounce pass. Basco underneath. Basco will score. 64-49. This is still very much manageable for Marikina. They have to do something about it right here, right now. Comia, can he contribute to the offensive supremacy once more of Negros in this game? Comia, ill-advised shot. Casajeros pushing. Casajeros to Pili. Pili for two.
And again, they go on a little run, but you have to be able to sustain it. Come back, defend, do it again.
Eric Pili, back-to-back hits para sa kanyang koponan. RR Casajeros bouncing it off. Another fast break score right there for Marikina. That is where they've been getting a lot of their points here in the second half. The lead is 13 for Negros. Presenting our Suzuki, muscular and sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus. Do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Back here inside the Orion Sports Complex in Camalig, Bataan. 64-51 is the count. Negros ahead by 13 points. Still a lot of time remaining in this game. Ludovice is back in the game for Coach Bonnie Garcia, and he commits an offensive foul. Jome Landayan with a stop.
That's just about the best defense that they put up on Ivan Ludovice so far. Really getting up on his grill and not giving him that vision and that comfort level of bringing that ball on the floor.
Castellano, leading scorer for Marikina in this game with 12. Basco hands it off to Casajeros. RR almost walked. RR Casajeros forced up a shot.
That's the thing about most right-handed players. You get them dribbling going right, there's high probability they're gonna go to that crossover dribble before making any attempt. Very rarely do you see a right-handed player finish right going right.
Had 2 threes earlier in the third quarter. Gomez Deliano against 3 Negros players, and it looks like our referees will be reviewing this for a possible unsportsmanlike foul.
Mahina held on to him.
It definitely looked like there was no play on the basketball. We know that Jeremy Mahinay had the intention of stopping a possible score on the break. But do you think, Coach, that was necessary considering they were in advantage in terms of numbers?
Definitely not. No need to be able to do that. I mean, you're up this huge. You can really just trust your defense. Anyway, it's been working.
That was practically a 1-on-3 break.
Right.
Number 26, Jeremy Mahinay, his second.
But now they give Marikina 2 free throws plus ball possession. Our referees ruling An unsportsmanlike foul indeed against Jeremy Mahinay.
And you see Renz Palma right there talking to Mahina. I mean, you know, if you want to do that, you gotta, you know, bump him, but don't be grabbing to him.
2 for 2 for Joe Gomez de Llano. Take a look at what happened once again. Watch Jeremy Mahinay right there. There was a slap on the back and not just a hold.
Right. He wanted that foul on the ground, but
Well, he got more than that.
more than that, right.
64 to 53. Just an 11-point lead. Makes Castellano against Mark Atabay. Blocked by Enrique Caunan. Gomez de Llano. Deep corner 3. No good. Capobres on the run. Capobres against Casajeros. Honest defense in the air for RR. Pili now. That's definitely a block against Ludovice. Marikina showing some signs of life in the past few possessions.
And Negros really giving up those fouls real quick now. They have 3 team fouls. They're still not yet in penalty. So it'll be a sideline out of bounds.
4 minutes and 19 remaining in this game. Later on, we will be having the Bataan Risers defend their home court against Coach Bonnie Garcia's former team, the Sarangani Marlins. Casajeros from the outside. Whistle was blown. There's a push. It looks like Enrique Caunan is the guilty party.
Yeah.
Just the first on Enrique, but already the 14th foul for Negros. So the next foul will put them over the limit. That means 2 free throws from then on out. Basco, the veteran for Marikina this season. Marlon Basco, the fade away from the post. No good. Castellano gets up, gets the shot to go, plus the foul.
And doing that right in front of Mark Atabay too. And the thing is, if you look at this right now, we were saying that it was advantage point in the paint para dito sa Negros. Right now, it's what, 36 versus 24 point in paint, and it's plus 12 for Marikina.
Castellano now with 16 points. He misses the bonus free throw, but offensive rebound for Marikina. Makes at the post against former Marikina shoemaster Mark Atabay. Pili, that looked good, but it was off to the right. Negros will gain possession here. Atabay will come out in favor of Jeremy Mahinay.
The last few possessions for Negros have not been very pretty, and so they've always come out empty for the most part.
Heavy pressure defense in the backcourt for Marikina. Jomi Landayan trying to bother Ivan Ludovice. Ivan gives it up, gets it back. Palma now on the right side against Billy. Renz, a little hesitation on the free throw line. It's Palma, basket and 1.
Well, staying in control on that part really enabled him to get that floater in amidst the contact. And if there's one player that can do that, Renz, daming beses ginawa niya. Nasa ilalim si Mike Mabulak, si MJ Wico nasa labas, even all the shooters from the outside.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Coach, are you seeing any difference in the way Renz Palma is moving this evening?
I think he's more free now. He's not limited to, you know, there's Mike Mabulak, there's Jay Collado, and, you know, he understands that I'm the man right now and I can do what they did for the Vanguards.
Palma is trying to leak out after that stop by Negros, but Capobres says there is no need to rush. Ludovice gives it to Renz. Palma wants Mahinay to post up Castellano. Jeremy goes to the middle. That's a foul against Biggs Castellano. And Marikina is also in the penalty, so free throws will be coming up for the former Quezon Husker.
And you see Renz Palma, talking to Mahinay right there, telling him, gotta post him a little bit lower because you're a lot bigger and a lot heftier.
With 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining, Coach Raisel Castro elects to burn one of his timeouts. 67-55 is the count. We'll be right back. That's our lucky fan of the game. That's brought to you by Buenas. We are live from the Orion Sports Complex in Bataan. Later on, their very own Risers will be defending their home floor against the Sarangani Marlins. Free throw story on your screens. Now it's 14 out of 20 para dito sa Negros, while Marikina is 7 out of 18 from the charity stripe. That's a lot of misses. Split para kay Jeremy Mahinay. Gomez Deliano pulls down the rebound. 13-point lead. This is a need to score possession for the Shoemasters. Gomez Deliano, couple of dribbles, pulls up, no good. The tap goes to Mahinay. He secures it here for Negros. A time dwindling for Marikina, and I'm sure Ivan Ludovice very much aware of the situation. He will take his sweet time here. Kaunan trying to look for Palma in the back door. Renz leaves it.
Wow.
Mahinay, that was almost a travel, but nonetheless 2 points still for Jeremy Mahinay. Casajeros is blocked. It will stay. We now enter the final 2 minutes, brought to you by GameX.
Boy, Renz Palma on that back door had actually two options. The kick on the corner and that curl underneath by Mahinay. Chose the latter. What a good finish.
Eric Pili comes out of that screen, picks up his dribble. Gomez Deliano attacks right, puts on the brakes, turnaround jumper, short. And that just might doom their chances here in this game. The lead 15 for Negros, 70-55. Ludovice has done a remarkable job quarterbacking here for Negros. Kaunan off the bench has been impactful as well, unable to hit though on that layup. Gomez Deliano for 2 points.
Well, one of the very few times that he's seen that lane open for him to take with that finish.
Is there still a ray of light here for Marikina? Palma against Casajeros. Renz trying to toy with the defense. Palma attacks right, kisses it off the glass. Shot clock winding down. Renz Palma gets another bucket. 72-57, under a minute to play. Castellano now leaves it. Basco, 2 points. Pio Longa will make his first appearance, the homegrown player for Coach Bonnie Garcia, who Andrea mentioned just rejoined practice a couple of days ago. He will be getting his chance to at least get his feet wet for the 6th season here in, I should say, already garbage time right now with 46.5 seconds remaining.
Really just trying to give airtime here for some of the players off the bench for Negros.
Jimbir Al-Qaide throws it away. Also, one of the homegrown players for Coach Bonnie Garcia, getting his MPBL debut here tonight. Gomez Deliano kicks it out. Basco for 3. That's blocked too, but there's going to be a foul laban dito kay Al-Qaide.
Well, I guess Al-Qaide now can say that he officially played because he got a foul and a turnover in a game altogether.
2 stats right away para sa kanya.
2 quick ones too.
At coach, considering that the outcome has already been determined here, unless a Tracy McGrady show suddenly happens for Marikina. Moving forward, if you're Coach Rizal Castro, what do you need to work on in turn moving forward in your next few games?
Well, first you got to talk to my scorers. I mean, you know, if you have an opportunity to score, you got to go and get it. But system-wise, I guess they'll be working more on spacing and different ways to attack, especially on the post, offensively and defending against it. But because obviously they're outsized when it comes to that big man area.
This Marikina squad, we mentioned during the pregame and throughout the coverage, they made playoffs last year as the 8th seed of the Northern Division. 16-12 was their record. With this kind of lineup, coach, I asked you this at the top of our coverage, if they could make the playoffs. Right now, how is it looking so far for them?
Well, it's still too early, but they got a lot of work to do. I mean, the guys that they really lost have brought with them stat lines that made their campaign last year really something to remember and being up there at the top. And right now, it's a lot of work for Coach Rizal Castro to figure this out.
Pero tulad nga na sinasabi nila, bilog ang bola, so you never know. The problem for them is they are playing in a very, I could say 4 varies actually, loaded Northern Division.
That's right. And even if they get past that, it's actually overall a very competitive and loaded season for the other teams. Other teams rebuilt, brought in a lot of firepower and filled in some of the gaps on the stat lines that they need players to do. And right now, Marikina lost those guys who filled up those stat lines for them last year.
Marvin Janisha, of course, one of those guys who has moved on over to join Coach Elvis Tolentino with the South Cotabato Warriors. Kyle Tolentino, also one of those players. And Inan Cornelius has moved on over to the PBA to play for the Converge Fiber Xers. Some seconds remaining in this game. This is all said and done. Eric Pili, who started this game, made a decent account of himself in his MPBL debut this evening, but unfortunately his squad will fall to their first loss of the season in their very first game of the year, while Coach Bonnie Garcia and company will be notching win number 1.
Well, this is an opportunity for Coach Rizal to actually fine-tune a lot of things. And I'm sure Coach Bonnie has, discovered some things as well that they need to address eventually in their next games. But that triple tower of bigs of Mark Atabay, Mahinay, and Renz Palma, couple that with the point guard chores of Hubert Cani and Ivan Ludevige, that's a load to take on.
And our best player of the game brought to you by Buenas. Coach, your pick.
Yeah, that's definitely Jeremy Cruz. He's just really loaded that up from the outside. He played very freely. He stroked it at the right time, made good decisions, whether to close it out long or take shots from there. Did really good for Negros.
12 points in the game para kay Jem Cruz. 3 out of 6 from downtown. Our final score here brought to you by GameX, 73-62. Negros winning over Marikina. Our best player of the game is at courtside with Miss Andrea Andicio.
First of all, congratulations. It was a well-dominated win. Buong game, hindi nyo pinalamang ang Marikina Shoe Masters. But after this game, sa tingin mo, ano yung main strength ng team ninyo this season?
Siguro yung naging strength namin, yung sama-sama namin sa depensa. Ang ganda nung pinakita namin sa depensa, first half hanggang second half.
Sa tingin mo ba yun ang nagpapanalo sa inyo for this game? Sa tingin mo ba yun ang nagpapanalo sa inyo for this game?
Yun talaga yung naging ano sa amin ni Coach, huwag niyong pababayaan yung depensa.
Alright, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Thank you. Unang-una kay Lord, binigay sa amin yung laro na to. Sa buong Negros, Governor Bong Lacson, Vice Gov, Jeffrey Ferrer, Attorney Ravi Franco Diaz, si Boss Jan Gilbor, si Ma'am Grace, tapos Mayor Salvador, tapos yung family ko sa Baliwag, Bulacan, pinabati ko si Mami, si Daddy, si mga kapatid ko, si Miggy, tapos yung girlfriend ko si Abby, si Boss Kay, si Boss Giros.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Jem Cruz, our Buenas player of the game. Back to you guys.
Congratulations once again to Jem Cruz and the Negros Muscovados for getting their first victory of the season. Up next, we have the Bataan Risers defending their home court against Coach John Calios and the rest of the Sarangani Marlins. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, for Ms. Andrea Endiso, this has been Abby Palanya. Keep it locked here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.